Hey, how are you? Thanks for clicking that play button. Before we get started, grab a snack, get comfortable, stay with me for a few minutes. With the rapid improvements of AI, it isn't just changing the workplace. It's beginning to reshape the way you live, work, and earn every day. And with more than 477,000 layoffs reported in 2026, an estimated 75 to 85% of those connected to AI, the shift is happening faster than anyone could have expected. So the real question, what can you do right now to protect your future? Well, in this video, we're going to look at the practical changes you can start making today, stay relevant, adapt to the AI-driven economy, and create more security for yourself. So grab your snacks and let's get into it. Alright, if you've been paying attention to the news lately, you may have seen some scary headlines. In just the first half of this year, companies across the United States have laid off more than 477,000 people. Now take a moment. Think about that number. That represents nearly 500,000 people who woke up, got ready for work, and suddenly discovered that their job was gone. And it's the hardest part is that many of these people didn't do anything wrong. They weren't bad employees. They didn't necessarily fail at their jobs. In some cases, the company is letting them go or even making more money than ever before. So what's going on? What's happening? Well, the technology is moving incredibly fast. Companies are discovering that artificial intelligence, robots, software can now handle the tasks that used to require entire teams of people. So from a company's perspective, these tools can reduce the cost, increase efficiency. But of course, from your perspective, the transition can feel incredibly uncertain. So for most of your life, you were probably taught a very specific formula for success. Go to school, get good grades, find a great job, work there for decades, and retire comfortably. Well, for a long time, that path worked for millions of people for decades. But today, relying on one job as your only source of income has become a lot riskier. It's a little like putting all your eggs in one basket. And you're going to carry that basket down a steep hill on a skateboard, hoping that you don't hit a rock. If something happens to that one job, your entire financial life can be affected at once. So what can you do instead? Well, one of the smartest steps you can take is to begin building additional income streams. Start off slowly, realistically, and one at a time, of course. So that doesn't mean you need to launch 4 businesses tomorrow morning. Doesn't even mean you need to quit your job, drop out of school, or gamble your savings on some internet scheme. There's lots of them out there, trust me. But creating a safety net that doesn't depend entirely on one employer. Here's the interesting part. The same AI technologies that companies are using to reduce their workforces can also become one of your biggest advantages right now. So instead of viewing AI only as the machine taking opportunities away, think of it as a tool that can help you do more with the time, money, and skills you already have. Think about it. If AI allows a company to accomplish the work of an entire team with fewer people, it may also allow you to handle tasks that once required a full staff. You can turn that giant robot causing all this anxiety into your own personal business assistant. Let's keep the numbers simple. Imagine you have a full-time job paying you $4,000 per month. On the surface, that may feel comfortable. Pay your rent, cover your bills, buy groceries, make a few purchases. Everything seems to be working. But financially, you have one major vulnerability. All your income is coming from one place. If your employer cuts costs, your department disappears, or software begins handling your responsibilities, your income could fall from $4,000 per month to $0 per month. That's called a single point of failure. Now imagine a different setup. Instead of relying on one $4,000 paycheck, you gradually build 4 income streams that each bring in, say, $1,000 per month. You still earn that same $4,000 in total, but your situation's a little bit more flexible. If one income stream disappears, you don't immediately fall to zero. You still have three other producing $3,000 per month, say, while you figure out the next move or how you can fix things. That gives you something incredibly valuable: time to breathe. You have time to adjust, learn, and fix the problem without immediately panicking about how you're going to pay next week's bills. This idea is called diversification. Large companies use it all the time. They sell different products to several different customers and operate in different markets so that one failure doesn't bring down the entire business. You can apply that same principle to your personal finance. Think of yourself as a small business. You are the company. Your skills are the products. Your income streams are the different parts of the businesses that help keep you stable. So how do you begin? Where do you start? Well, you start small. Rather than trying to build 4 giant companies at once, use a strategy called hustle stacking. Hustle stacking means you begin with one manageable income stream, learn how to operate it, make it consistent, and then add another layer once the first one is under control. For your first income stream, one of the simplest places to begin is active income through reselling. Reselling has a relatively low barrier to enter because you don't have to invent a product. Products already exist all around you. Start by looking through your closet, your garage, your storage room, basement, a junk drawer. You may have old video games, clothing you no longer wear, electronics you've replaced, tools you don't use, collectibles sitting in a box. Take some clean photos, write an honest description, and list those items on platforms like eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Poshmark, Mercari, or any marketplace that fits the product. The first goal isn't to get rich overnight. Your first goal is to make your first sale. That sale teaches you something important. Teaches you can turn an item you no longer need into money using your own effort and your own judgment. Once you make a few sales, you can reinvest some of that profit into new items, source more inventory. You can find products at thrift stores, yard sales, estate sales, local garage sales. Some resellers are exploring liquidation companies and bin stores where overstocked products and customer returns may be sold at really big discounted pricing. You can find electronics, tools, clothing, home goods, all kinds of stuff, and all kinds of products. Be careful here, liquidation isn't automatically a bargain though. Make sure you test stuff and look everything over good. Some items may be damaged, incomplete, difficult to sell, or even worthless. So do your research before buying anything. Use your phone. It's right at your hands. Use your phone, take a picture, look it up on Google, see what it's worth. Check eBay, see what it's reselling. Check Facebook Marketplace, see what other people are selling similar items for. Check all your completed listings, figure out, okay, how much is this item going to cost me to ship to? That's very important. If you're using Facebook Marketplace doing local pickup, then you don't have any shipping costs. So that's profit there. So the basic premise is simple. You buy at a reasonable price, list where people are already shopping, and sell it for more than your total cost. It can't be any simpler than that. That can become your first independent income stream. More importantly, reselling teaches you some fundamentals of business. You learn how to communicate with your customers, learn about packaging orders, fulfilling them, figure out how to calculate your profit mark, and manage your cash flow. Understand shipping and pay attention to what buyers actually are looking for, what they want. And slowly you begin to understand that income doesn't only come from an employer handing you a paycheck. It can also come from you solving your own problems, finding opportunities, and making smart decisions. Now, reselling has one limitation. It generally trades your time for money. So if you aren't finding products, creating listings, answering questions, or shipping orders, the income may slow down. That's why once your reselling process becomes manageable, you can consider adding a second income stream. Base it on digital leverage. Digital leverage means creating something once and allowing it to help people repeatedly. That could be a guide, a course, a template, digital product, or an online community. One option is to teach what you know through platforms like School, Discord, or other communities. Now you may be thinking, well, I'm not an expert. What could I possibly teach? But you don't need to know everything. You only need to know a few steps ahead of the person you're helping. If you spent 6 months learning how to find, clean, photograph, and sell liquidation items online, for example, you may already know far more than someone who's never made a listing before. So that little bit of experience could help that person avoid beginner mistakes and move forward faster. And this doesn't only apply to young people. Maybe you've spent the last 10, 20, 30 years working in a professional field. Maybe you've built experience in IT, management, accounting, logistics, sales, project coordination, operations, whatever. If your industry is changing because of layoffs or automation, your knowledge may be more valuable than you realize. You have years of lessons, mistakes, systems, and shortcuts that other professionals may be desperate to learn. You can package all that experience into consulting, coaching, or training materials in a professional community on school. You wouldn't necessarily be selling information alone. You'd be helping people save time, avoid expensive mistakes, and improve their own careers or businesses. That's the real value of experience. Whether you're teaching a side hustle, you recently learned, or sharing decades of professional knowledge, a digital community can create a different kind of income for you. For example, imagine you build a focused community and charge a reasonable monthly membership fee. You don't need millions of followers. You only need a small group of people who genuinely value the problems you help them solve. Think about it. With 100 paying members, even a modest monthly fee could create meaningful recurring revenue. Now, building that audience does take some effort. You need to be able to provide useful information, communicate clearly and consistently, help your members make progress. But over time, you may no longer be trading every dollar directly for another, for another hour for that matter. Instead of packing every box or sitting in every meeting, you could spend more time answering questions, sharing lessons, creating short videos, and helping people get results. And this is where AI can help make the process easier for you. You can use tools such as ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, to help brainstorm lessons, organize ideas, create outlines, draft community posts, develop answers to common questions. You can also use AI research and content tools to generate video ideas, social media topics, email drafts, or discussion prompts. Think of AI as a co-writer or assistant, not a replacement for judgment. You still need to review the information, add your own experience, and make sure what you publish is accurate and genuinely useful. The goal isn't to flood the internet with generic AI slop or content for that matter. The goal is to use AI to spend less time on repetitive tasks and more time helping real people. Once your digital community or educational offer is becoming consistent, you can consider adding a third income stream, such as content creation or freelancing. Take this for example. Many local businesses know they need to post on TikTok, for example, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. But they don't have the time or the knowledge. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to create consistent content. If you understand basic video editing, social media trends, or content planning, you could offer to help. You might film a short video at a car lot, edit existing footage, write captions, create simple monthly content plans. You don't need to start by charging thousands of dollars either. You could begin with one local business, build a portfolio, learn what works, and improve your services over time. It's that easy, that simple. Just go do it. That becomes another potential income stream. But as the projects grow, managing everything can start to feel a little overwhelming. Well, this is again where automation can help you. Tools such as N8N can connect different apps and automate repetitive steps. When someone buys a product, and automation might record the sale in a spreadsheet, send the confirmation message, organize the order information, and notify you that it's time to ship it. The exact setup will depend on your tools and business, of course, but the principle is simple. Let software handle repetitive tasks just like the big companies do, so you can focus on decisions that actually require your attention. AI tools are also becoming more capable of working with files, organizing information, drafting messages, and handling routine computer tasks. But remember, automation should support your business, not run blindly in the background. Check your workflows, protect your customers' information, and review important messages before they go out. And never assume an AI tool is perfect just because it sounds confident. The strongest systems combine technology with human oversight. That's how the pieces begin to fit together. You start with physical products through reselling. Add your digital knowledge through the community, courses, or services. Use your content, freelancing, and automation to expand what you can accomplish. You're not trying to become a millionaire overnight. You're building flexibility. You're creating options. You're making sure that not one employer, one platform, or one unexpected change, that it doesn't control your entire financial future. The layoffs happening this year should not convince you to live in a constant fear, but they should encourage you to pay attention. The world of work is changing, and some of the old assumptions about job security are no longer as reliable as they once were. The good news is that you have more tools and opportunities available to you than ever before in the history of mankind. You have access to global marketplaces. You have the ability to publish content from your phone. You can learn almost any skill online. Just watch a video or two. You can use powerful AI tools that were unavailable to most people just a few years ago. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow. You don't have to drop out of school. And you definitely don't have to throw your savings at an untested business idea. You simply need to begin building something of your own. Start with what you already have. Look around your room tonight. Find 3 items, just 3 items you no longer use. Research what they're worth. Take some photos, write a clear description, go into Facebook Marketplace and list them for sale. And use the AI tool to help improve the wording, but make sure the description remains honest and accurate. That first listing may not change your life, but it can change the way you see your options. If you can prove that you are capable of creating value outside of your traditional paycheck, from there, just keep learning. Improve one step at a time. Reinvest carefully. Add new skills. Build another income stream only when the first one is mandatory. You don't need to predict exactly what the future will look like. You just need to become the kind of person who can adapt when the future changes. Because your financial security is too important to leave entirely in someone else's hands. Stop doing that. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this video gave you a new perspective, hit that subscribe button and leave a comment. Tell me what your first side hustle idea is. What's that first item you're going to sell? What are the first 3 items you're going to list? Be sure to check out the descriptions for some free resources that can help you along the way, and take that first step. Keep building, stay curious, and remember, the goal isn't to do everything at once. The goal is to start. Start creating more options for yourself. I'll see you in the next video.